Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Pretty Gritty Podcast, the official podcast of Gone Postal Records. I'm your host, John Jordan, CEO and founder of Gone Postal Records. Today is January 12th, 2018. So last Friday was our big debut episode of the Pretty Gritty Podcast. This week we have even more awesome music for you. So let's dive right into it. So, to start off the show, this week we got some new music from Gone Postal Records. And the first track we got is a melodic dubstep track. We played it last week, and it actually doesn't come out until next week, but we're going to play it again because you can actually download this track right now exclusively from the Gone Postal Records store. Head on over to gonepostalrecords.com/store and download this MP3 today. It's a melodic dubstep track. It's by Nowie, and it's called Drowning. So once again, that was Drowning by Nowie. It actually releases next Friday, January 19th, but like I said, you can swing on over to the Gone Postal Records store, gonepostalrecords.com/store, and you can actually download that track right now, exclusively there, so go grab the MP3 right now. So the second track we have for you today is actually a hybrid trap track, and so we actually played it a little bit last week. Last week, to wrap the show up, we actually had a 2018 New Year preview of a couple of new tracks that are coming out throughout the year, and this song was actually played for a very short snippet. It's called Toxic. It's by Din Winwood, and this is actually his second single on the label, but his first single as an actual signed Gone Postal Records artist. So check it out. This track actually drops Friday, February 2nd, so not for a little while, but this is Toxic by Din Winwood. once again, that was Toxic by Din Winwood, a little bit of a hybrid trap kind of tune, and that'll be dropping on February 2nd of this year. So next up, we're going to jump into the next segment of the show. So on March 2nd, Korax is back on the label, and he's releasing his brand new 8-track Seance EP. Again, that'll be releasing on March 2nd. But what he's doing, starting this past Saturday, he actually started releasing 1 track per week from his Seance EP for those 8 weeks, so 7 more weeks after this, I guess. And the first track that he released this past Saturday was Blasphemy, and he released that on his SoundCloud. You can swing on over right now and follow him on SoundCloud. That's soundcloud.com/KoraxCan, KoraxCan. You can swing over there. Every Saturday he's going to put out a new track leading up to the release of Seance EP on March 2nd, but we're also going to play those tracks each week right here on the Pretty Gritty podcast. So, without further ado, here's a brand new trap single off of the Seance EP. It's by Korax, and it's called Blasphemy. Check it out. Okay, so once again, that was a brand new track from Korax. It's called Blasphemy, and it's out March 2nd on his 8-track Seance EP. Also, keep it right here on the Pretty Gritty podcast. We're going to be playing a new track from that EP every week leading up to the release on March 2nd. So for the next segment of the show, we're jumping back to the Friends of the Label program. And we explained this pretty in-depth last week on the podcast, but I'll go into it a little bit of detail, not too much, again, this week. So essentially what the Friends of the Label program is it's a program for electronic music producers that are not currently signed to Gone Postal Records, oftentimes not really signed to any label at the moment, and it gives them the opportunity to become a friend of the label, get their music heard by us here at the label, at Gone Postal Records, and also they can get themselves some free social media promotion, reposting on SoundCloud, and even the opportunity to have their track featured right here on the Pretty Gritty podcast. So long story short here, if you produce electronic music of any subgenre, literally any style, we want to hear from you. So swing on over to gonepostalrecords.com/friends, sign up for the Friends of the Label program. All you have to do is enter your first name, your last name, your artist alias, and your email address, and click submit, and you should receive an email almost instantaneously, actually, basically just welcoming you to the program, giving you a link where you can go to submit your music to us. And what's cool about that, like I said, when you do submit music to us, it gives us the opportunity to listen to what you're what you're producing, and it also gives us the opportunity to respond with feedback, to help repost on SoundCloud, to help share it on our social media, and even if we really, really like it, we'll include it here on the Pretty Gritty podcast under this segment. So, get on board with that. So this week, we have a brand new dubstep track. It has actually not premiered, it's not been released yet, and it's by an artist named Kyton. If you want to follow him, that's soundcloud.com/Kyton, which is actually KYT, the number 3 and N. So KYT 3N, soundcloud.com. Swing on over there. He's an awesome dubstep producer, has a lot of talent, a lot of future there. So swing on over. This is a song by Kyton. It's called Devil's Symphony.
If you resist, kill it. Please, allow me to show you something.
Alrighty, so an awesome dubstep track from Chitin. I really hope I'm pronouncing this guy's name right. If not, shame on me. But again, that's soundcloud.com/KYT3N. And you can swing over there, see what he's working on. He's got a lot of awesome music in the works. So swing on over there, check him out. And if you want to become a friend of the label, gonepostalrecords.com/friends, sign up, and start submitting music to us. We really want to hear what all of you are producing. And on that note, we are coming dangerously close to our 20-minute limit for this week. So I'm going to close out the show with this last segment. Last week, what we did was, since it was, the new year, and it was our first, debut episode, what we did to close the show last week was we had a couple little previews of some tracks that were coming out this year. With that, we didn't really specify when they were coming out. We just kind of played a little sample and told you, the title of the song, the artist behind it, and so on and so forth. This week, I've got the entire Q1 release schedule for Gone Postal Records, so let me dive right into it. Basically, the goal for 2018 here at Gone Postal Records is to put out some kind of new release every 2 weeks, so every other week. So last Friday, obviously, we released Reach by KJ, a brand new dubstep single. It's an awesome track. If you haven't heard it yet, swing on over to our SoundCloud, swing on over to, the Gone Postal Records store, our YouTube channel, literally anywhere. Swing on over to your favorite music streaming or download service, Spotify, iTunes, Beatport, doesn't matter. It's literally everywhere, and search Reach by KJ. It's an awesome track. So this week we actually don't have a release, but next week, like I had mentioned, and I had played for you earlier, the new melodic dubstep single by Nowie called Drowning is releasing everywhere, and then that's January 19th, that'll be releasing, and we generally release on Fridays. So the next Friday that we would be releasing is February 2nd, and like I had played earlier, that's the day the brand new hybrid trap single Toxic by Din Winwood is releasing. We take a week off after that, and then on the 16th of February, we have the brand new Broken EP by KJ. So if you like Reach by KJ, I guarantee you the Broken EP is a 4-track masterpiece of dubstep. So you're going to want to be, tuning into the podcast to hear sneak peeks of that, and also locked in to our social media for new updates about that. So the next release after the Broken EP comes in March, and that'll be released on March 2nd. Like I had mentioned before, that's Korax's brand new 8-track trap seance EP, and I've listened to the whole thing, and I have to say, it is absolutely magnificent. If you like trap music, you're going to love this. It has all kinds of inspiration in that album, and you're going to want to listen to this thing. So, again, tune in every single week right here on the Pretty Gritty podcast, and we'll have a brand new track from that EP leading up to the release on March 2nd. If you liked Blasphemy, which we played today on this episode, you're going to want to definitely tune in for the rest of the 7 more weeks after this, and then you're going to want to check out the Seance EP on March 2nd. So, that wraps up our Q1 schedule right now. You'll notice that it actually ends on March 2nd, because that is actually the last confirmed release on the calendar right now, which means we actually will be releasing something on March 16th and March 30th. So we're going to leave that as a cliffhanger right now. We have some albums and some singles that are lining up right now, but have not been confirmed a release date just yet. So stay locked into our social media. Stay tuning in to the Pretty Gritty podcast each Friday. And lastly, if you want to keep really up to date with Gone Postal Records releases, head on over to gonepostalrecords.com/subscribe, fill out the information, subscribe to our fan network. You'll get all kinds of cool opportunities like free music downloads, free merchandise, promo codes that you can use at the Gone Postal Records store, and so much more. So once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to episode 2 of the Pretty Gritty podcast. Make sure to tune in next Friday for another installment. I can't wait. We're going to be sharing a lot more music with you from friends of the label, from the label, and so much cool other stuff is coming up right here on the Pretty Gritty podcast in the next few episodes, next few weeks. So definitely tune in, keep tuning in, follow our podcast, and have a pretty gritty weekend, guys.